Hey, how y'all doing? If you know that reference, I love you. It's literally been since September since I posted a new episode, but here I am, ready to talk about how to romanticize your life. If you're new here, I'm Kayla. I'm 20 years old at this point in my life. I'm a Gen Zer, and I just got a lot of things to talk about. I got a lot of things to get off my chest, so I have this podcast for that. Enjoy the episode with all of my personal tips on how to romanticize your life. So, in this little portion, I usually do my highs and lows for the week, and I'm just gonna do my highs and lows of my life for the past however many months. I didn't count them. Um, Highs have been I am graduating community college soon, so that's good. I have gotten an internship and it's been amazing so far. Working in an office setting, I have to say, is a lot better than working isolated at home, especially for my mental health. Um, what other highs have there been? I don't know. I've been super consistent on YouTube, which has been very nice. Aside from missing like 2 weeks in the past 4 months, which is very commendable to me because I have not been the most consistent person when it comes to YouTube. Um, Lows have been, or I don't know, you can consider this a low. I consider it a high at this point. I got out of my 2 year relationship, which has been a very interesting little journey for me, I have to say. My love life has been all over the place, girl. All over the place, okay? I don't know if I'm ready to share those stories yet, but boy, do I have some stories. Do I have some stories about my dating life? Um, Let me know if you want to hear about those. I'll try and make them as discreet as possible because there's a chance that some of these people that I might mention might come across this. Anywho, that's been a low. Um, what else? I okay, it's a high and a low that I have started therapy again, but it's a low for me just the fact that my mental health has been kind of on the rocks. It's just been kind of all over everywhere. Um Sometimes I'm high anxiety, sometimes I'm low anxiety. I found out that I am borderline OCD, and we're working through that, me and my therapist now, trying to get me off that borderline so I don't delve into full on OCD mode. So that's an interesting little tidbit about me. What else? Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've talked to y'all. I still go on my little walks, my little mental health walks. That's a high. Um, I've been more into like cooking and baking, although I haven't actually executed most of that. We're working on it. I've got a good schedule and routine going for myself for like chores and stuff because that used to be something that would really stress me out. Um, The turtles are doing fabulous. They're swimming. You feel me? They're growing, swimming, playing, not laughing cuz turtles don't do that. Um Low most recently was that I was sick for a week, and low key I was hoping to be sick sometime soon because I knew I needed to rest, but gosh, being sick is not something that you usually hope for. You usually just kind of tell yourself to rest and do it instead of get sick so then you can rest. But nevertheless, that's what happened. That's a recent low. But from that low came a high because I spent a lot of time catching up on shows that I've been meaning to watch on Netflix and stuff. So I watched Bridgerton. I watched You, which I was super late on. I started Squid Game, but I don't know. I haven't been able to rock with it the way that everybody says I should be able to rock with it. Um, and I've just been enjoying springtime as much as I can. Low key, springtime has always been something that I dread because most people get trigger warning for depression. Most people get seasonal depression during like the winter months, but previously for me, I have caught the seasonal depression during the spring months, transitioning from winter to spring and like warmer weather. It's just I don't know, it's just a lot for my little brain. So I've been trying to navigate avoiding that because last year I fell into it, the year before I fell into it, the year before that I fell into it, and I'm not trying to fall into it again. I'm sick of the mess. I'm not trying to be freaking depressed again. So I'm really happy that I have a therapist right now to work through that, to try and combat that, to try and get over that, get through it, because I'm not trying to live through that again. I'm just not. Um, so yeah, I think that's all that I can update you all on for right now. Um that's all that's pending, that's all that's in the works, and I'm not going to talk anymore about myself. If y'all want to know about more about me, follow me on the rest of my socials and you'll probably learn some more on my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram. You already know, it's linked. Let's get into how to romanticize your life, how to make your life better. So, like I always try to preface, all of this is according to my personal opinion, my personal experience. This is what has worked for me in the past year or so that I've been working on romanticizing my life and just being overall more appreciative of my life and of where I am in my life as a 20-year-old living at home, community college student. You don't get, I don't know, all of the privileges of just waking up every day, hopping on your yacht, and bada bing, bada boom, your life is beautiful and perfect. You have to put in a little bit of extra work and thought and emotional effort to find the good and the beautiful parts of life. So, my first tip is to always have something big planned. Every 3 to 4 months, you should have something within that period of time that you're looking forward to that's big, that's important, that's special to you. Whether it's an event that you plan, or it's a vacation, or a staycation, or I don't know, some kind of major life change that's about to happen. You want to have something that you know of, that you have on your calendar, or that you know is coming, that you can look forward to within the span of 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months works very well for me because it's not too much time, but it's not too little. 6 months, that's too big of a stretch for me. I can't wait every 6 months for something special and important in my eyes to happen. I need it to be 3 to 4 months, so then it's like it's I don't know, it's just that's just a nice juicy in between. So currently, for example, my cute little goal, my cute little thing that I have planned is graduating for this span of 3 to 4 months. That's my main thing. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to graduating. I'm looking forward to celebrating my graduation with my friends, my family, my loved ones. I'm looking forward to that big thing. And then after that, I even have something for the next 3 to 4 months. I'm hoping to go on vacation with my family. That's a big thing. That's a big deal for us. For me, that's not something that happens every day. So That's the next 3 to 4 months. And then, it's like summer and all of that stuff. So just having something big to look forward to is a must because it keeps you going. It gives you something to live for. It gives you something to do your day to day mundane things for because you know that you're kind of always like working up to this big and special moment. I don't know. That's super corny, but whatever. This is romanticizing your life. It's going to be corny at times. You're going to look at yourself and be like, "What am I doing? Like this is so dumb. Like this is not a movie. Oh my gosh, what is this?" But your life is a freaking movie, okay? And if it's not, then it's probably freaking boring and depressing and you should try and amp it up. Give yourself something to be excited for. The next thing that I would recommend is documenting your life in some way, shape, or form. You don't have to become a freaking content creator and vlog like me, but just taking photos, taking videos, writing, or scrapbooking can really help you create gratitude for what you've already experienced. So having personal photos to look back on, whether they're physical and you print them out or they're just in your phone, like and cute little collages on your home screen or whatever. That's an amazing way to romanticize your life because not only in the moment that you're taking the photos, you're like, this is a beautiful experience that I'm living right now, and this is very special to me. But then you get to look back on it and be like, that moment was an amazing moment, and it's a core memory in my life. And I don't know. It's just something that I want to like show to my freaking kids one day or something. Um, Same thing for videos. Same thing for videos. Even putting together like vlogs for yourself, I find that to be super fun. I've been doing that since I was literally like 11 and 12 years old, putting together little vlogs and videos on my own that didn't go anywhere at all, just for me to look at and be like, gosh, like to relive this day, to relive what I was experiencing in those moments is really special. And then writing, of course, you can journal about your day, about your life. You can create your own little story, your own little autobiography if you want to. Go all out. There are no limitations to it. And scrapbooking, I really want to get into scrapbooking. I have not gone that far into romanticizing my life, but that's a good way to keep like memorabilia or little souvenirs or stickers or whatever to remind you of what you're experiencing, where you're at, what's important to you in this moment, which can help you be a little bit more spicy, a little more romance. It's good. It's like writing little love letters to yourself. And another thing that I would say is you should try embodying different characters. Now, this is going kind of along the lines of uh being delusional. I'm pretty sure you've seen that TikTok where the lady's like, being delusional. Not me referencing TikTok. Um, but being delusional or grand delusions of grandeur, I think that's what people call it. When you choose to be someone else. You choose to embody someone other than yourself. This you have to do very carefully, okay? We don't want to, take this to a dangerous level, but this is super fun. I love doing this. Sometimes I'm feeling really bored and I'm just like, gosh, I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of hearing my thoughts. I'm sick of thinking the way that I think. Let's try to think and act and live life as if I was someone else. So I pick a character, right? From either my favorite movie or just like a vibe or just a book or whatever. And I dress like them, I act like them, I might even talk a little bit like them. I try and think along the lines of the way that that person or character in my mind would think and act just because it's freaking fun. For example, let's say one day I want to act like I am a 40-year-old mom, right? And I have the day off from keeping my kids. My husband is keeping the kids at home. Okay, he's keeping the kids occupied, and I have the day to myself. So, what I would do is I dress like a 40-year-old mom. You know how a 40-year-old mom would dress, with freaking capris and a comfy shirt, and I go pick myself up some Starbucks, and I drive in my cute little car because my car is like a soccer mom car, okay? So I'm just embodying mom, soccer mom. I put on the biggest, bulkiest sunglasses that I can find, okay? And I wear them all day because I have to block out the haters, because Karens are always hating on me, okay? At the PTA, at the parent teacher association club thing, they're always freaking hating on me. So I do that. I dress up like a mom, right? I talk like a mom. So as I'm speaking, I have that air of confidence. Like, I know what I'm talking about, and you better not try me, because I've been here way too long. I've experienced way too much, and that's just the vibe that I give off, right? I go to Target, okay? I browse with the other 40-year-old soccer moms. You know what I'm saying? Minus the kids. I don't have the kids with me. So this browsing experience is a luxury one, okay? I take my time. I go through the aisles. I try on shoes, you know? If someone calls me, I pick up the phone as a soccer mom would, you know? I hold the phone between my ears. It's a whole thing. It's theatrical. It's a very dramatic, theatrical type of thing to do. But it's so much freaking fun. And at the end of the day, I feel like I haven't been thinking about myself in the way that I normally do. Whereas sometimes I think of myself as if I'm like a doctor freaking monitoring a patient and making sure that I'm okay and checking in on myself and making sure I'm feeling, all of those things kind of go out the window because I'm not myself. I am a 40-year-old soccer mom, and I have it together, and I know what's going on. This might sound kind of crazy. I'm understanding that it might sound crazy. But, but, no, it does sound crazy. But it works for me. It works for me. It's the way that I can have a little bit of escapism in my life, but completely under my own control. Not escapism in the way of, I'm going to go watch TV and I'm going to go scroll on TikTok for 5 hours, but escapism in a different light. I hope that makes sense. I hope that whole spill made sense. If you took anything from that, good. And moving on to the next thing. The next tip I would say is to truly celebrate the seasons. Now this is like the biggest part of romanticizing life for me. Sorry, I'm like low-key recording a video and doing this at the same time. Okay. And my brain just split into two. But I would say to truly celebrate the seasons. Celebrate the heck out of spring. Celebrate the heck out of summer. Celebrate the heck out of fall and winter. I have not traditionally done this because I live in Florida and the seasons barely freaking change. But last fall, I realized I really don't enjoy the seasons the way that I would like to. I don't bask in every vibe that fall gives. I don't bask in every vibe that spring gives. I do in like summer and winter because obviously it's summer and then winter is like Christmas and blah blah blah. But we should celebrate every season. We should find beauty in all of the seasons around us because we only live one freaking life for like 100 years, and then who knows if we ever see the freaking, I don't know, flowers bloom again, or feel the stickiness of a hot summer day, or see the colors of the leaves change on the trees, or watch snow fall again. I feel like sometimes we just take those types of things for granted, the very natural parts of life and connecting with nature and the earth in that way. So, for me to really get into a season, I have a few things that I have to do at the start of a season, right? So, I create a new Spotify playlist. This doesn't have to always be about the freaking weather and whatever's going on in nature, right? It can also be connecting to the season that I'm in my life. And I'll explain this a little bit better. So for this season, for spring, I am in bloom. I am transitioning. I am transitioning out of a relationship. I'm transitioning into a new job. I'm transitioning out of community college life. Lots of transitioning, and I'm trying to embrace that, right? So, in that, I say that I'm in bloom. So, my playlist name is called In Love. It's me falling back in love with myself. It's me falling in love with the parts of myself that I may have forgotten or ignored, and grounding myself a little bit because of all of the transitions and the changes that I'm going through right now. I hope that makes sense. So, all of the songs on my Spotify playlist remind me of the love that I have for myself. Not the love that I had for my ex-boyfriend, or not the love that I had for a crush or whatever. It's all about me, okay? That's what that playlist is about. That playlist is solely jams that I can sing to, that I resonate with, that make me feel all bubbly inside about myself, which is a really beautiful thing. I know. It's amazing. It's romantic. It's very romantic. It's almost as if I made a Spotify playlist for myself instead of some random guy making me a playlist explaining his feelings to me. I did it for me. Okay? Period. Um, the next thing I like to do kind of goes hand in hand with this is to make a Pinterest board. If you're into Pinterest, then you would know how impactful Pinterest boards can be. So I utilize the Pinterest widgets on my home screen on my iPad. You can see that on my What's on My iPad video on YouTube, selfless promo. And I use the Pinterest widget on my home screen on my phone too. And I change it according to the season. So my Pinterest board for the season is in bloom. And it's all imagery that it's either like motivational quotes, or it's women or food or experiences that I want to have that inspire me to enjoy the springtime. And of course, on this board, it's a lot of flowers and a lot of fruits and a lot of natural naturey things, because it's spring, okay? We're in bloom. That's what spring is about. And it's very colorful and bright, and the quotes are things that I know will help motivate me whenever I just open up my phone in this season of my life where there are a lot of transitions going on. So yeah, that's another thing that I like to do. Pinterest boards are really fun, and you can really do what you want with them, really. You can put anything you want in a Pinterest board from any corner of the internet, not just pictures from Pinterest. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with that. I've been doing the Pinterest boards thing longer than I've been doing the Spotify playlist thing. Mostly because it takes me longer to make a Spotify playlist. But yeah, have some fun with Pinterest. Get the widget on your phone, so every time you open up to your home screen and you scroll past it, you just see these cute little images that like put a smile on your face and remind you to love life. Um, Next thing I like to do is switch up my wardrobe for the seasons. So for spring, of course, you want to have a little bit more color in your closet. If you're someone like me who traditionally goes towards blacks and neutrals, you might want to thrift and find something more colorful, find something more bright. Um, and what I like to do is kind of rotate my closet. So I'll take certain pieces out for certain seasons and put others away. And that also just keeps things feeling a little bit fresh and not like you're wearing the same clothes over and over and over and over and over again. Um, and you might forget about a piece that you put away in the winter, and then you pull it out for the summer and you're like, oh snap, I got a brand new top. It's not brand new, you've worn it before, but it matches the vibe of the season, if that makes sense. You know, you put away this cute tank top in the winter because it's cold, obviously, and then you pull it out for the summer and you're like, bam, you know, brand new summertime me. Summertime top is out, summertime me is out. Um, yeah, that's just a little thing for the wardrobe for the girlies who care about fashion and all of that stuff. Um, what else do I do? And oh, okay. I watch inspiring movies and TV. So springtime gives me vibes of like 80s rom-com. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just have these things in my mind. Whereas fall gives me the vibes of like very solemn, slow movies like Dead Poet Society or When Harry Met Sally. That's a rom com too, kind of, but you know what I'm saying? Like The Blind Side, like very solemn, kind of sad movies. But then spring is kind of like funky, you know, you want to hear the pop music in your movie or watch freaking musicals or something. Like, I don't know, something a little bit more upbeat, if you understand what I mean. So I like to kind of tailor what I'm watching to the season a little bit just to keep me inspired, I guess. So, like, I wouldn't watch a movie like Dead Poet Society right now because I know it's just sad and solemn and it makes me think of the fall and it makes me miss the fall, and it's not fall obviously, so I'm celebrating the season. So I'm gonna find a movie that's more like, I'm trying to think of a movie that I've seen recently that reminded me of springtime. Say Anything. Say Anything reminds me of the spring, even though it took place in the summer. It's a, I don't know, it's a spring vibe for me. Um, so yeah, things like that. Movies and TV that remind me of the spring. Bridgerton. Bridgerton is an amazing example of a springtime show. I'm pretty sure it kind of takes place like over the summer slash spring, but I don't know. All the flowers, all the florally dresses, you know, the cute classical music. You know what I'm saying? It's spring vibes. It's very much spring. The next thing that I would do is make a bucket list. I make a bucket list for every single season. Um, some things that I put on the bucket list carry over into the next season, and then sometimes it just doesn't, and I keep a main bucket list. So I have one giant bucket list with everything from every season that I've written down, that I didn't get to or whatever, and then I make my specific separate bucket lists for the current season of things that I would like to do. And this doesn't have to be the same thing all the time. Like every fall, you don't have to freaking go pick a pumpkin. You know, you can do something else, find something more current to do. Actually, let me talk about a couple things that are actually on my bucket list for the spring. So, specifically this spring, I want to go rock climbing. I don't know. I just thought it would be fun. And I want to try crumble cookies. I've never tried crumble cookies before, and I heard that they're really delicious. Crumble is just like a franchise of a cookie bakery place. Um, and yeah, that's just something that I want to try. So that's on my spring bucket list. That's something that I can go do, something that I can look forward to. I also want to try sweet green, you know? So I put things on there that I want to try, new restaurants, new places, new activities, different movies and things that I want to look at or that I want to go see the premiere of or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or different foods. I've talked about bucket lists a couple times on this podcast before. You can listen to like my summer bucket list, and I think I go a little bit more in depth about different examples of things that you can do. But yeah, making a bucket list for every season is really fun. It's not like that 3 to 4 months big event thing, but it's little things in between where if you're bored or you just have a little bit of time on your hands or you want to go do something with your friends, you have something to reference. You can easily go to your bucket list and be like, okay, what can I go do today? What can I find to do with my friends? What can I go do by myself? That would be really fun that I've been looking forward to. Because I feel like just in day-to-day life, you see things and you're like, oh, I would like to go do that. That's something I'd like to try. That would be fun. And then you kind of just forget about it until it comes up again. But having a bucket list, you have a place to go back and reference those lost little thoughts that come into your head. So, the last thing I would say that you can do to romanticize your life is try seasonal snacks and meals. Try cooking things. I have done this and I can attest that it works, okay? It freaking works. So, what's something that I've made recently? What's something I can't even think of anything I've made recently. But just like baking something or cooking a nice meal that reminds you of a season and listening to your Spotify playlist that you made specifically for that season, it's a vibe. It's a vibe, unlike any other. Okay, for instance, like during winter, I made a soup, right? And during winter, you can listen to Christmas music, but you can also listen to like nice, like jazzy vibes music. So I had my Spotify playlist, I had my jazz going, and I'm making my soup, and it's just the most romanticizing your life type of thing that you could possibly do. It feels like you're in a movie, essentially. Because you have your soundtrack going, you have your activity that's very relaxing, but you're also focusing on it so much so that you can escape a little bit to a different place, to a different time even. I don't know, it feels like something vintage, something very timeless to do. So, finding a seasonal snack or a seasonal meal or baking something that reminds you of the springtime or the summertime or the fall or the winter is a nice little activity that you can do to feel like you're in a different time, in a different place. Um, so that, I think, is my last tip. Oh. Something that I didn't write down. I like to sometimes just pretend that I'm not in 2022. Um, Feeling that like vintage way of life, I guess, really connecting with that is special to me. So sometimes just like forgetting I have a phone, literally putting my phone somewhere that I'm not gonna come back to it anytime soon, and going and just like living life, experiencing nature, spending time with my family, pretending that I don't have a device that can access every corner of the world at any given moment really grounds me. It grounds me. It does. It makes me feel like I'm in like 1952 and all I have is the radio, you know? So it's nice to do that, to just take a break from like the life that you live in 2022, which is very much so, going on your devices all day, watching TV all day, thinking of, I don't know, freaking Bitcoin and all of that crap and political stuff, and just pretending that you're in a different age, in a different part of life, and you don't have access to all of those things, is really nice just to take a break, just to, like, give your mind some rest from all of the freaking stuff that goes on in this day and age. So, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you got something out of it. This is how I romanticize my life. Hopefully, this can help you romanticize your life. And romanticizing your life is just really freaking fun. I don't know. It's a cute little activity to do. It makes it not so dreary and boring and monotonous, doing the same thing every day, not having anything to look forward to can make life just sad. Just sad. And these are things that you can even do on your own. This is what I do on my own all the time, or with friends. If you have those, if you have them friends. I don't know why I just said that like that, but I will hopefully talk to you all soon. I don't intend on taking a 6-month break, 7th, 8th month break. I don't even know how long it was. Again, because I really missed the podcast. I really missed talking to you all. And if you would like to interact a little bit more, you can, of course, follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, check out my Pinterest, because I do have my seasonal boards on there, so you can get a little bit of inspiration. And they're always linked in the description of my episodes. So yeah, I will talk to you all in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and be merry. Don't be a stranger. Okay, bye.